Before alarm clocks, before supermarkets, and before packet sliced bread, Goa woke up to this sound. The sound of a poder on his cycle, riding through the narrow lanes of the villages, delivering freshly baked breads right at your doorstep. In many villages across Goa, bread was not just food. It was routine, it was a ritual, and it was an identity. And in this village in particular, the story still survives. Let's start this video with a question. When you think of Goa, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Beaches, booze, parties, amazing sunsets, nature, food, and many more things. Yes, Goa is definitely known for all of that. But before it became what it is today, it was ruled by many dynasties. The Chalukyas, Kadambas, Bahamanis, and later, of course, the Portuguese. The Portuguese administered Goa for 451 years. Though not all of Goa, but mainly three talukas, Bardez, Tiswadi, and Salsette. And that is where we are right now. Hi, my name is Eish, and today let's explore Goa through its stories, people, and lives that quietly shape its culture. Let's go bread making with Soul Travelling. Goa has many old bakeries, some still using traditional firewood ovens. But Majorda is special because baking in Goa, and in fact in all of India, first began right here, in this very village. So Tavanya, why Majorda?
So as you can see, there are a lot of coconut trees, and when the Portuguese Jesuits had come to Goa, they settled over here for 451 years. So during that time, they introduced something from their homeland, which was bread. And bread making was introduced here for the first time in Majorda. Why they chose Majorda is because they found that the best quality of toddy was over here. And what is toddy? Again, toddy is the sap that is taken from the coconut tree. Okay, and it is very good for fermentation, and it has a sweet taste to it as well. So they would use this in the traditional way of making bread.
That sounds very interesting, Tavanya. So I think our next stop will be the bakery then?
Yes, it will. So this bakery is almost 100 years old. It's currently run by Mr. Goan Godinho.
Okay.
And he learned the art of bread making at the age of 14. So he's inherited this from his father. So that is why it is very special to him. And this is a pure passion project, that he's doing, because he used to not work in the bread making. He's not owned the bakery as well. So the bakery was shut down since his father passed away, and he's reopened it after retiring. So after good 8 years of staying at home, he started up the bakery. And it's beautiful that he's continuing this traditional way of bread making.
That sounds amazing. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to meeting Mr. Godinho now.
Yes, definitely. So what's special about this bakery is that Mr. Godinho, he still uses toddy. As I mentioned before, it's the traditional way of making bread. So yeah, so he still uses toddy, and why other bakeries do not use toddy is because toddy tapping is a dying art, and again the price of bread in Goa is at 5 rupees, so it's not substantial for the bakers to use toddy, because 1 liter of toddy varies because of the dying art, because it's a dying art and it's not available in markets very easy, so easily available. So that is why it is very expensive. And they don't make any profit. That is why not a lot of bakeries use toddy.
So now that we're inside the bakery, can we go have a look at the oven where
Yeah.
the bread gets made?
Sure, definitely.
This is a very interesting looking oven actually, because of course I'm used to seeing the electric oven, but could you tell me a little bit about what is this made out of?
Yeah, this is actually a very interesting oven. It is because it's one of the very rare wood fire ovens still operating in a bakery in Goa. Why it is lit again, usually as I mentioned, he bakes only once a day. So it's lit early in the morning around 8:30. Okay, as you could see also early on, and it's a more or less a 24/7 oven because it's heated even though the there's no fire inside as well. So what they do is they start lighting it up in around 8:30 and they start cleaning it around 3:30, 3:45. So why it stays heated after that, you must be wondering, why they're not baking while the fire is in the oven, right? So because once they remove all of the charcoal, they clean the oven as well, and then it remains heated. Now how it remains heated is because of the material used up to build the oven. So what it is made up of, it is laterite, we have the laterite bricks, and then inside that we have pebbles, small glass pieces, and it's all layered up with salt. Okay, and even sand is put inside, and then the outside covering that you see, it is all mud and mixed with cow dung and water, so it's more of a paste that is put, and the tiles that the bread will rest on is terracotta. Yeah, so that all these materials that I mentioned before, all of it inside keeps the heat, it traps the heat, so they'll close off the chimney and then they'll bake the bread. So that starts around 3:45.
So I'm running this bakery for last 12 years. Though this bakery is very old, it's run by my parents, but since after retirement, I took over this. I'm taking around 12 years now. What I am preparing here is mostly whole wheat flour, especially for wheat flour and bread, and using very little yeast but toddy. That is specially for the diabetic people. We are making this special bread. The rest is just normal bread, what is we are making, everywhere it is available, but there is the toddy for it. Though this is not economical as a tradition, I'm just maintaining it.
Did you ever have a thought that there would be guests visiting from India, different parts of India, even the different parts of world, to come see how local Goan bread was being made in Goa?
No, I never guessed this. Only when the soul traveling people approached me, little started expanding also. People coming close by, coming and studying, some of them, only through their advertisements. They were started coming, bringing them. In addition, that other people also were felt it that they should also come and see. But generally, most people come through the soul travel.
And what do they ask you? Do they ask you any questions?
They ask the question how sometimes the formula, sometimes, but in fact, the formula, even if after taking that also, they can't make it. The problem is because they are all baking on electrical, and the heat is limited. This is a cold. So Poee requires very high temperature. And that can be done only if you want a good puff of Poee. You require very high temperature. If you do it on electric oven, they won't pop up.
And how many types of breads?
We make all type of bread, but presently we are making Poee, loaves bread and palm. Other breads only on order.
For Mr. Godinho, this is not just a business, it's his passion. Even though it's not profitable, he still continues to use toddy because he believes in preserving tradition and baking the way it was meant to be. In the morning, he prepares the dough and lights up the old wood-fired oven. Unlike the bakeries that bake twice a day, morning and evening, Mr. Godinho bakes just once, in the afternoon. So if you want to experience bread making in Goa with Soul Travelling, you should definitely book this experience.
So what we are doing is this now. Here this is a joint. But what we start first, we press this here. After pressing this, we bring the top side back. So this is Poee is ready. This way. It's already. The rest is what we are doing is loading. This is loading. This also in the same position. We are rolling on the top side, the bottom side, and then flip it and keep it the other side.
something truly satisfying about eating fresh bread with butter right in this bakery. Majorda may have introduced Goa to bread making, but it's people like Mr. Godinho that keep it alive still. In a world where everyone's moving towards cheaper, faster, and more commercialized methods of production, there's something truly radical about choosing tradition. About choosing craft over convenience, and waking up at 5 am at 80 just because you care. If you believe that travel should preserve stories and not just consume them, then this is what we stand for at Soul Travelling. Subscribe for more stories rooted in Goa. Check the description if you'd like to experience this bakery with us. And tell us in the comments what's the oldest tradition you've seen survive against the odds.